All right, let's take you now back to the ANC celebrations. President Ramaphosa is on the podium. And there, of course, you have it. The ANC's president, Cyril Ramaphosa, is about to address, of course, the ANC members that are celebrating at the Athlone Civic Centre. It is the party's 113th anniversary in Cape Town. Let's listen in.
Amandla! 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 Viva ANC, viva! Viva COSATU, viva! Viva SACP, viva! Viva Sanko, viva! Malibongwe! Igama lamakhosikazi. Mandla! Roar, young lions, roar, of course. Comrade Mutwaledi says that I must come and explain why we are here today. We are here because sizosika lokeke. We are here to celebrate the birthday of the African National Congress. And as we do so, I extend my greetings to the leadership of the African National Congress, members of the National Executive Committee who are here, the other national officials of the ANC are all over the province. They are in other regions of our province. I also extend my greetings to the leadership of the ANC in this province, the officials of the province, and various leaders of other structures. I especially want to greet the leaders of our alliance, the SACP, COSATU, Sanko, but let me also greet the leadership of our leagues, especially the ANC Women's League. Ndithe xa ndingena apha ndabona upresident we-Women's League, ndazibuza ukuthi hawu kutheni ndi-welcomishwa upresident we-Women's League. Xa ndingena ndabona abantu abahle kuphela, omama anisebahle. Siyabulela, thank you very much for making this occasion so special. We are very pleased that we have a very strong ANC Women's League here in the Western Cape. Today, comrades, is a day of celebration. We are here to be happy, to celebrate the birth of the African National Congress 113 years ago. We are the only liberation movement on the African continent that is more than 112 years old. And we say, happy birthday, ANC, happy birthday. It is a day to express our joy, and I was glad to hear the alliance partners, especially the SACP, no Beti, bafuna ukuhamba bodwa, bathi bayayithanda i-ANC. Siyabulela uma nisho njalo ukuthi niyayithanda i-ANC. Uchilo wayeme apha wathi siyayithanda i-ANC. Sibulela abasebenzi who continue to bear the brunt of all the challenges, the working class who bear the brunt of all the challenges that are faced by our people in South Africa. Sibulela nabahlali, the civic movement that has been revived, as Comrade Skosana was saying. We are grateful for the messages of support. They warm our hearts and they encourage us. They make us feel that we can carry on with this struggle. And indeed, sihamba kunye nabo i-alliance yethu. Forward, nge-alliance forward. Phambili, nge-alliance phambili. Amandla. This morning, comrades, we went to Robben Island with the first DSG, with the SG, with the president of the Veterans League, president of the Youth League, and other officials of the Women's League, and a number of other NEC members. We visited Robben Island, and for us, this was a very important, not only a symbolic moment, but also an important moment to remember those who suffered, those who were involved in the struggle against apartheid. We were very pleased to celebrate the formation of the ANC in the prison of Nelson Mandela, where we remembered him and other leaders fondly. And today, we are also pleased in our various ceremonies to be joined by former Deputy President Phumzile Mlambo Ngcuka, who is sitting here with us in front. Siyabulela. Comrade Phumzile served the Republic as a member and a leader of the ANC, as the Deputy President of South Africa, with distinction. And then we took her to the United Nations, where she served in a very important position to advance the interests and the rights of women globally. Ubuyile namhlanje, she's with us, and we are very pleased that she is amongst us. And uhamba nomyeni wakhe ubulelani Ngcuka, siyabulela kakhulu. She has another occasion that she will be going to, so when you see her tiptoeing out, elandelwa, and she'll be leading, uzolandelwa Comrade Bulelani, he will tiptoe behind her. Phambili ngomama phambili. So when the moment comes for him to leave, don't be surprised. Ningathi, hey, now deputy president, she's walking out when the president is speaking. Akanoyenza lonto because she's disciplined member also of the African National Congress. Comrades, this is a very special moment for us. Special moment because as we recall the formation of the African National Congress, we look back over the 113 years and we know that the ANC, since its formation, struggled for the freedom of the people of South Africa for 82 years, from 1912 right until 1994, to win the freedom of our people. 1994, on the 27th of April, Comrade Nelson Mandela went to the gravesite of the first president of the ANC, Baba Ulanga Lebalele, John Dube. When he got there, he said, "President, I've come to report that the mission that you were given by the people of South Africa to form the ANC to fight for the liberation of our people has been achieved. I have come to report." He tabled his report at the gravesite of the first president of the African National Congress. That too was a very important, solemn moment. A moment that we, in latter days as leaders of the ANC, have decided that we should memorialize by having a pilgrimage. Go to the gravesites of our leaders. Go to places where there was also a great deal of suffering, like going to Robben Island this morning, to pay our respects, to pay homage to those who came before us, and to inform them and to glorify their memory that the struggle for liberation, total liberation of our people continues. Because in 1994, we attained, yes, you can say political freedom, the economic freedom that the Youth League talks about is something that we are still to finally attain. We are still to make sure that the people of our country have a prosperous life. We are still to make sure that the unemployment rate in our country is brought down. Abantu abaninzi apha abaphangeli. And kufanele kuyanyanzela ukuthi siyakhe imisebenzi. We must create jobs, and that is what the ANC has committed itself to. On Saturday, when we deliver the message of the National Executive Committee in Khayelitsha, the NEC will be outlining the priorities of the next full year. Uguti, what is the ANC as the leader of the alliance going to be focusing on? So today is a moment when, yes, we celebrate, and on Saturday we deliver the message which will contain our priorities, which will also lay out the tasks that all of us must perform in order to raise the standing of our movement higher and higher. In May last year, we suffered a real serious setback. A serious setback that reduced vote yethu sayehla below 50%, saza ku 40%, and ngaleyo ndlela we were not able ukuthi siphathe lelizwe ngokwethu. Kodwa ke inkokheli ze-ANC National Executive Committee zathi the African National Congress mayiqhube, it must go on and lead the government of South Africa. That is precisely what is happening today. We are leading the government. President waka ANC, ministers abaninzi abaka ANC, siyayiqhuba le mission esanikwa yona ngo-1912 ukuthi the full liberation of our country must happen, and we are going to ensure that we keep on improving the lives of our people. Abantu abaninzi today, they are saying we must celebrate the birth of this glorious movement. And that is why there are so many of us here today. Sizo celebrate the birth of the ANC. And as we celebrate, sijonga phambili, we're looking forward. Uma sijonga emuva is to draw lessons. And that is why we went to Robben Island. We went to Robben Island to go and draw inspiration, to go and draw courage from those who suffered immensely from their lives. Inkokheli zethu, they were on Robben Island, they suffered, they were tortured, they were humiliated. A number of them also died on Robben Island. And we went there to remember the commitment and the sacrifices that they made so that we can be inspired. We can all be inspired to carry on with this mission that was given to John Langalibalele Dube and all the other leaders in 1912, 113 years ago. Many people thought that the ANC will never reach 100. Safika ku 100, baphoxeka. Sifike ku 113. I-ANC isekhona, isazoba khona nangomso nakule minyaka elandelayo. The ANC will not disappear. Other people felt, when we went to the elections, they thought that the ANC zawuphela tu asinofumana ne-30%. They were very disappointed. No, xa sehlile, kodwa the ANC is still alive. The ANC still lives. The ANC still leads. And the ANC will continue to lead this country going forward. So comrades, as we celebrate, today we felt we were standing on the shoulders of giants, the giants who walked on Robben Island. We felt encouraged. We're standing on their shoulders. Sibaninzi, the alliance was there. And we felt energized. We felt encouraged. Because you cannot go to Robben Island and not feel that you are in a hallowed place. You are in a place where people suffered, but they triumphed. They survived. They were not destroyed. Tatu Nelson Mandela, Walter Sisulu, Govan Mbeki, and many others were taken to Robben Island to be destroyed. We took a moment to go and see the lime quarry, where they were made with pick and shovel just to keep knocking at the rock. a rock which was of no use at all. It was just being done, ukuthi they must be punished. They must be broken. They must be humiliated. And they emerged out of Robben Island strong, even more committed. And even as they were there, as they were serving life sentences, they did not feel that they were defeated. So today we walked on the ground where the giants of our movement were walking, and our shoes started having springs. We felt we were uplifted. We felt so encouraged. And it was a very important moment for us to be there. And I'd like to thank the leaders of the ANC at Luthuli House, the leaders of the province here who arranged that whole trip. You go to see Robben Island. It was a most important moment for us to go. I would encourage you, Guti, I figi ixesha iprovince arrange ukuthi nani niye basicalele ukuthi on a yearly basis now they get about 300,000 people who go. 1,000 people go there every day from overseas, from in the country. They visit Robben Island. Why do they go there? To go and learn about what our leaders went through and survived. So today, comrades, it was a most special day for us because we went to the well to drink from the wisdom, to drink from the courage of those who were on Robben Island, who suffered so greatly. And today we emerge out of the Robben Island feeling so energized, feeling that yes, we will be able to move forward as the ANC. Our tasks are many. Our tasks are to improve the lives of our people. The ANC was formed to attain the freedom of our people and to ensure that South Africa becomes a non-sexist country, to become a non-racial country, and to become a prosperous country. So our struggle continues because our people do not yet have the prosperity that the founders of the ANC wanted. Yes, we have attained our political freedom. Yes, we now have a democratic constitution. There have been improvements. The lives of our people have improved enormously in the past 30 years, but much more still needs to be done. And that is the mission of the ANC and the Alliance. We still need to make sure, as Secretary General of ANC Women's League was saying, that the women of our country must feel totally free in their own country. Gender-based violence, iphele tu apha in South Africa. That is the state that we must reach. Women must feel ukuthi amadoda, they no longer feel the right to oppress women. They no longer feel that they must rape and kill the women of our country. That's why ndihlala nditsho ndithi amadoda bavale amazip, banyuse izip, bayivale. Because the violation of the rights of the women of our country degrades all of us. And that's why I say phansi gender-based violence, phansi. Phansi gender-based violence, phansi. So we will continue to ensure that we make advances and improvements in the lives of the women of our country. But it's not only on gender-based violence. Sefuna omama, they must have a sense that they are empowered bayifumane imisebenzi bakwazi ukusebenza basebenzele imndeni yabo. Omama, they must be able to start their own businesses and run their own businesses, and they must feel that they are being empowered. They must have a sense that they can advance in education, bangene in all various other disciplines. They must get into top positions of leadership in our country. We have done much, but much more still needs to be done. The president of ANC Women's League, yes, in government, she's leading the process as well for social development. And part of that is to make sure that the interests of women and children and vulnerable people in our country are well taken care of. We must continue, comrades, to advocate in non-racialism. Yeah, ANC committed itself to non-racialism, meaning that all the people in our country must feel at home in the African National Congress. The African National Congress must not just be an organization of a certain group of people. Non-racialism means white South Africans, black South Africans, South Africans who are colored, who are Indians, must feel that they are at home in the African National Congress. When I came here, I looked at all of us and I found Uguti were in Athlone. She said Athlone. Many of the people who live around here are colored people of our country. Abeko abaninzi apa. We must, therefore, as the ANC, take up the task of reaching out to the other national groups in our country, bring them in the ANC, and make sure that they feel at home in the African National Congress. So that next time when we meet in an Athlone sort of meeting place, like this Dalsy September Civic Center, it must be representative of the various national groups in our country. So therefore, comrades, our job is cut out. Tina sisonke apa. We must now feel good. Our job is cut out. We must reach out. We must make sure that the ANC becomes a home of all South Africans. Kasi jonga, in meeting the ANC, we must see ourselves as South Africans well represented. Men and women, young and old, all the national groups in our country. The other important task is to make sure that we empower the young people of our country. Almost 60% of the people who are unemployed in our country are young people. So the ANC has a task to make sure that, yes, we address the unemployment challenge that is faced by the young people in our country. We must open up opportunities for young people. We must listen to young people. Waecho, a comrade from the ANC Youth League, Ogoti, they are coming up with a number of proposals. Some of them have to do with how we should treat the mineral wealth of our country, how we should beneficiate the mineral resources of our country. They are absolutely right, and we must listen to them, and we must take up their message. And I can say, Wuti, that is precisely what we are doing, to make sure that there is beneficiation of the minerals of our country. Singa kubegi to export rocks and soil and dust. When we mine our minerals, we must at the very least beneficiate many of them here and export the finished products. Ukuthi abanye, they must buy products that are made in South Africa. So that is another task that we are going to take up, and a task that we are addressing. Upper Western Cape, we still find ugly features of differentiation where a number of our people live. Where people who are wealthy live, they have better services. Where many of our people live, they have horrible services. Abantu abaninzi bethu abanazo izindlu. Ama services in places where they stay are very poor, as we were hearing. Omasipala balapha, they serve the interests kaninzi zabantu abanemali. We must make sure ukuthi omasipala serve the interests of all our people equally, so that kube ne progress esizayibona. So those are some of our tasks. We have set ourselves the task of ensuring that we have a capable state, a state uhulumeni who will be able to serve the interests of our people effectively. And that we are going to do. And comrades, we are inspired. We're inspired by the lives of many of the leaders whose prison cells we went to see today. But we are also inspired by the life of Comrade Dalsy September. This hall, the Civic Center, has been named after Comrade Dalsy September. As we heard, Comrade Dalsy September, as a president, where Kosatu was saying, Comrade Zingiswalosi, Comrade Dalsy September, as the chief representative of the ANC in Paris, was gunned down because of her commitment to bringing apartheid to an end. Now we are honoring her today by holding the birthday cutting cake ceremony of the ANC in the Dalsy September Civic Center. And we pay tribute to Comrade Dalsy September. We remember her fondly, and we thank her and indeed her family for the sacrifices that they made to get us where we are today. There couldn't be a better celebration of the formation of the ANC than to do it in the Dalsy September Civic Center. So comrades, today we celebrate the ANC birthday in a good style, in a good way, in the whole province, the Western Cape. Our leaders are all over the province celebrating this very special and hallowed day, the birth of the people's movement. Bayatanda noma abatandi, ANC is the people's movement. And kuzawuhlala kunjalo. And noxa abanye bephuma behamba bayoqamba ezabo, iANC izawuqhubeka. Sizawuqhuba, and from now on we are going to be stronger. We have already seen the signs. Abaninzi, they thought ukuthi ANC is just going downhill. And in the recent surveys, in the recent elections, iyabonakala ukuthi ANC iyavuka, iyabuya, iyakhiwa, is being renewed, and the ANC will rise again to its original status of being the leading organization in our country. Uma abantu behlala bethi, oh, the ANC has weakened, it's dying. Ngithi mna, the pulse of the ANC is still there. The heartbeat is still there. And we can see ukuthi umzimba we-ANC now uyavuka. You are the evidence. Many of our people are the evidence. As we are now, we are preparing for the 2026 elections. Uzawubona wena ukuthi sizayenza ntoni ngo-2026. Jonga, they look at us and say, no, we're weakened, and bayasidelela, and retlo fetsa lenyatso ka 2026. Batare bona hantle gore ANC ke mang na. So comrades, let us celebrate, let us be grateful for those who came before us, who formed this glorious organization. Today, we thank them, we celebrate them, and we say to them, we are going to continue committing ourselves to the ideals that they were committed to from 1912 over the years. We are continuing on the same journey that they started in 1912, and we are renewing ourselves. We are rebuilding ourselves. We are continuing to rebuild the trust that the people of South Africa should have in the African National Congress. So let us celebrate, let us rejoice as we cut the cake. On Saturday, we will deliver the message of the National Executive Committee to the people of South Africa. Yabulela, thank you very much. Amandla. Forward with the ANC, forward. Amandla. Yabule.
All right, well, there you have it. ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa just concluding that address then to ANC structures on a wide range of issues, essentially, at the Athlone Civic Centre in Cape Town. He began, of course, by acknowledging the tripartite alliance. Of course, there you see him there. He is expected to be cutting the cake as the party marks its 113th anniversary in Cape Town. Essentially, of course, the ANC is the oldest party in the African continent, something that the president of the ANC also marked on and remarked on over, saying that they have managed to beat their detractors who thought that they would not be existing after turning 100 years old. He says that on Saturday, of course, the NEC of the party will outline the priorities of the next year on what the party will be focusing on essentially ahead of 2025, saying that and acknowledging, of course, that the party suffered a major setback in the May national and provincial elections, which also brings us to that point that the ANC is marking this particular celebration. It is the first for the ANC since the party lost its electoral majority in the May 29 election 2024. The party also goes into these celebrations, as you know, under intense pressure from the tripartite alliance, particularly with the South African Communist Party over the Government of National Unity, with its alliance with the Democratic Alliance, Democratic Party, the DA, as well as other opposition parties, of course. President Cyril Ramaphosa speaking there about the sense that as they look forward to 2026, the ANC will rise again. The ANC saying that it will not disappear. Of course, you know that 2026 marks the local government elections that will be hotly contested too, coming off the back of the national and provincial elections. Of course, the ANC leadership there flanking the president of the ANC. Amongst them, of course, we see the former deputy president of South Africa and, of course, the former United Nations official, Phumzile Mlambo Ngcuka, is also amongst those celebrating she was seated, and I see also still behind her is the first National Director of Public Prosecutions in South Africa, and that is husband Bulelani Ngcuka, also amongst those celebrating. COSATU's president, also standing right next to President Cyril Ramaphosa, Zingiswa Losi, also present there. SACP leaders not there yet, but the president did mention, in fact, there we have the representative from the alliance partner there too, of course. So we'll see if we can listen in as the president is about to cut that the ANC's official birthday cake on the day of its 113th anniversary.
National Executive will also come closer. We are going to be attentive. Sizamamelana kuzathetha umuntu apha stage athethe nathi andithi maqabane udala sikhona apha, we must be tired kodwa siqala attention yenu for the last time. Ukhona umuntu ozasifunela asikhongele happy birthday. Ukhona sondela all I'm saying, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. Now come here, birthday girl. Just wave, corporate girl. Get there, corporate cleaner. Comrades, Siaka, 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you.
right, well, we come out of the Athlone Civic Centre in Cape Town. ANC president flanked there by the Tripartite Alliance, SACP and COSATU, celebrating 113th year anniversary. Of course, this celebration will be followed by the much anticipated January 8th statement that will be held on Saturday, this coming Saturday, in Cape Town. It will be held in Khayelitsha. Of course, we've seen the ANC's Deputy President, Paul Mashatile, also on a walkabout in Khayelitsha with other ANC leaders across, the past few days leading up to that particular event. The ANC has, of course, briefed the media on that particular event that happened there, where one resident did not really appreciate the ANC being in their home, and the ANC saying that that is an unfortunate incident. The Deputy President has since apologized for the overhandedness of his VIP protection.